Welcome to the first episode of Kylian Mbappe to Glory, and in this series we have got Kylian Mbappe and our goal is to use a budget of his worth and hopefully get enough money at the end of the season so we can watch Kylian Mbappe live. And to complete this series we need to win in Division 1 and we also need to go from Division 5 to Division 1 in the La Liga specific competition, and the budget will be on 250 euros. And that is mainly because that is how much Kylian Mbappe is currently worth. And of course that budget will be permanent, but that budget can go up along the series if we win the rewards, and also if we craft cards from the essence we will be winning from the reward boxes. And let's go through the signings. First of all, we have Jules Koundé. He was one of the first signings we got into the club, and you probably know that I will be playing these guys in the in-season competitions. And if we scroll down, I got him for around 30 euros or 25 euros, so pretty fair for Jules Koundé here. And mainly because he also has international utility, and also because I think Barcelona is a very good and solid defensive side. And in terms of defenders, I think Jules Koundé is one of the best ones in La Liga. And also he is international for France, so he will also get me those international utility. And also scrolling further up, we have gone for Ter Stegen. He will also take over for Manuel Neuer at the German international game week, so that is also fantastic. But not just that, he's also playing at a very good defensive team, and he's a very good goalkeeper, although the start of the season haven't been that great for him. But a clean sheet against I think it was Real Valladolid, which is just fantastic as well. And he has also gone up a little bit. We bought him for 84.85 euros, and that is also another way to boost the budget and also be able to spend more if we, for example, trade our way up to, for example, here we could potentially sell him and get around 40 to 50 euro profit, but I'm not sure I will be doing that. Leave your comments if I should sell now and take the profit, because he has currently gone up to 23 euros, I mean, mainly because the new international competition. We'll also talk about that a little bit later. So here he have a La Liga utility, of course, and he is playing for one of the best sides, one of the best defensive sides. He has also Champions League utility, he has also international utility, so a lot of boxes are ticked off by purchasing Ter Stegen. And also scrolling further, we needed some Real Madrid boys, so this will be a El Clasico team in what way, where we have Rodrigo right here. He had a decent performance last match, and we got him for 42 euros. He have also gone up a little bit in price, which you love to see. And mainly as well, he is, in my opinion, one of the more underrated players in the La Liga. You can get Vinicius Junior for 3 extra price or something, and I think that price difference isn't worth it to pay. Also with Valverde, the last purchase for like the main team, I purchased him for 72 euros. He's currently going for around 80 euros, which is nice. He's such a baller, and this will be like the main foundation. And I was in a little bit of a pickle. We can see here we have some rewards to claim, and we may also be able to craft. But if we go back, and I think this was the game week, yeah, this was the first game week we were able to use these guys. I were in a big of a pickle here, because I will just first show you the La Liga team, because our goal is to move from Division 5 to Division 1. We need to do that to complete this series, and we need to do it in the La Liga sector specifically. So therefore I thought, yeah, I could use my main team here in Division 5 and grind my way up. But let's say if Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, Valverde, Koundé and Ter Stegen smashes it, it's very unfortunate to play them in the lowest division. And I had some extra budget because I got some very good prices, so therefore I actually afforded to purchase a full 5-side team. And the goal of this team is just to yield boxes and also get our way up from Division 5 and closer to Division 1, hopefully all the way to Division 2 or maybe Division 3 as well. And with the boxes we get from this and also the rewards, we can upgrade in different positions, which we of course love to see. And we were, I think we were like 1 point away. Yeah, we were 1 point away to get promoted. So if that would have been the case, this would be close to a perfect start, or almost a perfect start. But we will still get reward box with a decent score. Sivera, what the signing here has turned out to be here as well. And we also purchased Luik Bade, one of the best defenders in La Liga in my opinion. Blanco, a cheap budget option. I will replace him with a more expensive midfielder because we didn't have the budget for that at the time, but after this game week we will afford it, which is just fantastic. Also Iago Aspas with a decent score, but we expect more from him, and also Leone, also very good budget option. So unfortunately no promotion here, but now let's move on to what we've all been waiting for, the rewards of the first episode, and also talk about the investments we may make in the future, and also the upcoming international break, because there is a lot of fun stuff happening there. But we can go over on Sorare data. As you can see here, very close. I think we were like a little under 1 point away to get promoted, which is of course unfortunate, but this is the team I'm so excited to open the rewards from, because we will get tier 4 box or a 3 or 4 star box, where we actually can get enough essence to craft our first Kylian Mbappe to Glory card, which is also incredible. And what a week! I wasn't home, so I didn't watch any of the matches, but Kylian Mbappe, masterclass already. We love to see that. Of course, I have Kylian Mbappe on the back here. Yeah, incredible sees also Rodrigo, a pretty good AA performance by him. Valverde, what an assist! I have seen some highlights of the game. What a player he will be for this series. And also Ter Stegen and Jules Koundé delivering. And yeah, very happy with this. We were only 51 points away, so we could have done some changes here, but it will be very competitive. And now we are promoted from Division 2 in the Champ region, and that was one of the main reasons we played these guys here instead of the La Liga, because as we see here, I think yeah, I would have gotten around 17 euros, I think. If I'm not 100% mistaken, yeah, around, or 30, I think I would have gotten around 8 or 13 euros if I would have played these guys in the La Liga Division 5 competition. So that is why I have like separated two different teams. So we will, like, because one of the challenges is to win in Division 1. Now, because I'm going to get promoted here, or we are going to get promoted, we will have a shot each weekend to actually complete that challenge, although it will be very hard, but we have the chance now. Compared to this one, like, that is the goal, to just getting in Division 1. That is the goal with this. And now let's claim the rewards. 27 euros. What a start to this series. And at the end of the video I will update you on how much we have earned in this episode, because this will be a weekly series. So I will also tell you what the budget is currently on, and also how much we have earned, and etc. So 27 euros will come a long way, to say the least, and very excited for this series to kick off, and what to start. Let's claim all the boxes, because okay, so we have one star box. Okay, so it's the worst possible box, and we have also a 4-star box. Is it any possibility to get something here from the card essence section here? I think we need to get very lucky, and first of all we can look at the 1-star box. We actually have a pretty decent possibility to get more than 2. If we get 5 essence, we have a pretty good chance of being able to craft. Although we need to keep in mind that 6 of these essence aren't from this series right here. So that is of course something we need to keep at the back of your head. So we of course need to take that into consideration when or if we craft a card in this episode. But let's start off with this one. Come on. We would also love some cash, don't get me wrong, but we are going to get essence. We are going to get 3 essence. That is unfortunate, but of course we can't expect too much there. So the chance of us crafting is much lower. We need 20 essence to craft, and in the worst case scenario we don't get it, and it's not crisis either, because we need to keep in mind we need to separate this essence from the other essence we already have. So now we have 3 essence. So either way, if we get 20 essence, everything will be from the Mbappe to Glory series. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. Let's see that essence sign, and let's see 20. 5S. That is so unfortunate. Okay, that is very... Okay, we can't complain, but like, that is like the worst thing we could have gotten. And 25% chance, so it's a little bit unfortunate, but we move. Now we are on 8 essence. And let's look ahead, because there is International Nights special, and I purchased a lot of players with a lot of utility, both in the Champions League and also in international game weeks, like this one, the upcoming game week. And I want to show you the plan for our boys in the Mbappe to Glory series. And if we go to add team, we have purchased, of course, Ter Stegen. He will play against Hungary. I think Manuel Neuer is out of the team. I think he has retired from international football. So therefore, Ter Stegen will be the new goalkeeper. So he will be there. Jules Koundé with a double game week. This is huge. And also one thing to keep in mind in the international competition is that there is minimum 4 cards that needs to come with in season. So that means that Jules Koundé is the only defender we can have here from the series because we don't have any other players. So therefore Jules Koundé has to go in there. But one thing we need to take into consideration is that Federico Valverde should have a game week. Because if we go here to Valverde, because he's playing for Uruguay, and I think they should have a game week this upcoming weekend when it comes to but I'm not sure if it's actually covered by Sorare. So if we go in here to view all matches, because this is going to decide if we do some changes here, as you can see here, Uruguay versus Paraguay. But I don't know what this symbol is, because for example Brazil versus Ecuador, we have Rodrigo in our gallery, so I don't know if he will be eligible to play or not in this one. So this is definitely something to look at and a little bit worrying for the upcoming weekend, I'm not going to lie. So we may need to reinvest here, but by the looks of it we could just go for just Jules Koundé and also Federico Valverde there. And then Kylian Mbappe, and then the last player will be Rodrigo. And looking at the fixture again, I think it was a pretty favorable fixture for Valverde as well, which is also nice. And Kylian Mbappe with a double game week, we need to go for him, I think. But also Rodrigo with a very, very good fixture. We can just confirm this and also look at the price pool and look at if we have any chance actually to bring home a reward here, because I think it will be very, very competitive. And if we scroll further down, yeah, Uruguay versus Paraguay, which is a very, very good fixture. And also I have thought about the worst case scenario if we find out before the deadline. I have now spent a little bit of our earnings on Harry Wilson, or I'm currently trying to get him, because in the worst case scenario, we won't get any utility out of Valverde for this upcoming international break. Therefore, I have 4 other players with very, very good fixtures, or at least pretty good fixtures, and some with double game weeks with Kylian Mbappe and Koundé. I don't think it's worth it to just stay away from it then completely. Instead, I think it's 100% worth it to go out there and spend a little on a player like Harry Wilson, and either way I will try to sell him before the deadline if we find out that Valverde has a game, because as you can see here there are some incredible fixtures here. Ter Stegen versus Hungary should be a clean sheet on paper. Jules Koundé double fixture, Kylian Mbappe double fixture, Rodrigo versus Ecuador, although it's not the best fixture, but Brazil could be very, very dominant in that match specifically. And also we have Valverde here as the extra player, or the midfielder in this team with no game, so that is something to keep in mind. And also looking at the prize pool, there is currently 2,600 participants and top 200 will get cash. I would love to get inside the $10 cash mark here, but it will be very, very hard. It will be extremely competitive. It's also, I'm recording this when it's, if we go here as well, we can see that yeah, it's not covered here, it's not covered there, so that is a little bit worrying. But either way, I'm recording this a little bit early, so it's 2 days until the competition starts. It's already 2,600 participants. And just, if we do the math, I think it will be like 2.5% actually winning some cash here. It will be so extremely competitive. But at least I would just hope to get a shot at getting this. Although it's not the best 5-star box I've seen, but still there is some essence on the line here as well. But getting inside here would be so nice, and as I said, so competitive. But if there is one thing that will be able to do it, I think this one is very, very high up there. I don't see too many weaknesses here, so it will be very, very interesting to see. And also looking more ahead to the next game week with international football, because I'm not sure if I will make another video in the next or upcoming weekend, because there isn't any club football, although we may do it if we do very, very well in the international break. But this is a series I want to make a lot of content around, and I don't want to make a video on it just to make a video on it. I want to have a lot to talk about, and in this first episode we have definitely had a lot to talk about. When it comes to strategizing, I also want to build out the gallery from just that Kylian Mbappe card, and now we have more budget. At the end of the video I will go through everything, how much we have spent, how much we have left on the budget, and how much we have earned so far, so that is definitely something to look at. But for the upcoming game week with international fixtures, I think we can start off here with new signings, because our plan is to sign some new players for sure. And our main goal now is to get from Division 5 first and foremost, and also try to have a pretty decent team in the champion region. And we only have La Liga players either way, so we can just make it in champion. And so we have Sevilla and also Ter Stegen. Barcelona have a very tough fixture this game week, but I still think we need to go for them. And in defense we have actually Luik Bade versus Getafe, but I just feel like doubling up in defense is so extremely strong with Jules Koundé here. And I don't see too much, but the one thing we need to take into consideration is that Iago Aspas has an extremely good fixture against Real Valladolid. So we could also go for Iago Aspas in this champion in-season team and predict that Rodrigo, for example, gets rotated. So we could go for this with Luik Bade here instead, and then we could go for Federico Valverde, and then we could go for Iago Aspas and Kylian Mbappe, something like this. I don't think this looks too bad, and this will be like the champion in-season team. And I think we need to go a little bit different, because with the players like Valverde and Kylian Mbappe having very good potential scores, it's also a very tough fixture for offensive players, and therefore I don't like too much going for triple Real Madrid offensive players, although it may work out, you never know. But this will be the team I may be rocking for in the upcoming game week. And also in La Liga, this is like how we will be consistently rocking. And let's just save this for now. And let's move on to the La Liga in-season competition. We will be in Division 5, so therefore our goal is to just get promoted. And we can also put out a pretty strong lineup here then with Antonio Blanco. Blanco is also a player that we need to watch out for and try to upgrade. I have some players in thought that I will show you now, potential new signings. And make sure to leave a comment what you think about these potential signings. I will show them in a second. I think actually Rodrigo is a pretty good captain candidate here. I think Ivan Martin is one of the players that I'm tempted to pick up in this series for the La Liga team, so we just get a little bit faster to Division 1, or closer to Division 1 at least. And as we can see, he has some decent scores so far this season. The only worry is that he has those game weeks where he gets less utility, but the one positive side is that he also has Champions League utility, so on one hand it could be very lucrative. And he also has some tough opening or upcoming fixtures, which could be also very good when it comes to his price. In terms of limited, it was of course a decisive weekend. I didn't take a part in that because I weren't home, but you can get his auction for around €9 and his all-season card is around €6. So in terms of that, I think you can get him for a pretty big bargain here compared to other players. And yeah, around €9, I think that is actually very fair for a player. Like, he's very important in this Girona team. And the only big worry is that he isn't on any set pieces, which I thought before the season kicked off. And also his AA performances haven't been as good as they were at the end of last season, where he had some insane AA performances like 79 points. I think that was just from AA, yeah, 43.8 points in AA. He also was on some set pieces last season, but a pretty good budget option for around €10. You can't complain too much about that. And also I have some other players in mind. Chouameni is a more expensive option. I can show him right now, but I think he also has a small injury. I think he should be back as well, around €38. I'm not sure if we will be able to afford that, but we will of course update you on that one at the end of the video. And also it's a pretty big price premium to pay on a player like him. Also a player like Brais Mendes is on my radar, but the way Real Sociedad is playing isn't giving me too much confidence in purchasing players like Brais Mendes. But for the price of €9, you can't go too much wrong. I also thought he picked up a knock, or he got subbed off very early after like 28 minutes. And so far this season, it hasn't been pretty for Real Sociedad. And specifically for Brais Mendes, he haven't performed at all. So therefore, he may be a player to look at and maybe just try and not look too much into him. But for that price, you can't go too much wrong. And also, I think it's a low risk purchase now. I don't think he will go lower than this. It were times that he were around €40 and now he's around €9, which is just incredible in my opinion. So therefore definitely want to look out for. Okay guys, now let's look at the financial overview, because I've done some mistakes. And as you can see here, I have taken all the players here and we have a budget of €250 and we have spent over our budget. So that means that we can't sign any players this weekend. But we can sell players and then buy players. But now, as you can see here, our first week budget was 250 euros and we spent 279.4 euros. So that means that we spent 29.4 euros more than we actually could have afforded. So we are currently in minus in terms of how much money we're actually able to spend. I think we are on minus 3.3, so that's my bad. So my goal now is to sell up a little bit and try to reinvest and hopefully win something this weekend, because it's never good to be in red. But overall we can see how much we have spent here, and when this series goes on we can also check how much we have earned on every single player that we have purchased into this series. And I mixed up and I forgot to add up the Sivera purchase, so that's my bad, of course. So we will move on, try to get into a green state here, because now currently it's all red. So hopefully we will be able to change that. And also in the first episode we won, or the first week of this series, we have won 26 euros, and also we have won 8 essence, so it has gone pretty decent so far. Probably one of the best starts we could have dreamed of, and now we just need to pay down, and hopefully we can earn that money this weekend, or we need to sell up and reinvest. But if we are lucky, we win $10 plus in the international special weekly. So therefore, if you have a budget midfield option that we need when the club football is back, that would be much appreciated if you comment that in the comment section. And also leave your comments. Do you want me to add some more stuff into this? And I may also have one of you guys watch a Kylian Mbappe match with me when this series is completed, if it will be completed, because you never know. So far we are in red, we need to grind. And yeah, my name is Salde, and I'll of course catch you in the next one. Bye bye and take care, peace.